Mardi, and I am the Sergeant at Arms for Toastmaster Best. And I welcome you all to today's meeting. Today's meeting is quite unique. It's falling. I can't wait to go to the autumn season. And to kick it off, we have some great people who are entering the meeting, and we have a different scene, something that we're not quite used to, and we are approaching the new term. And of course, we are going to have a different approach in different scenes, and hopefully it's going to be a productive one. Let's just say that. With me, whatever the case may be, this is not the season that I want to be in. I'm more of a summer type rather than an autumn. But of course, everybody has their own way of like their best season. Anyhow, so today's meeting is 175. And of course, today's meeting is a fallen leaf is nothing more than a summer weave, which is quite intriguing to know. And that's something a very good, very powerful quote. So I just wanted to, before we commence, of course, the meeting and we start it off, I would just like everyone please to switch off this. And if you don't know what this is, then probably you've been living under a rock. This is called a mobile device. And I would encourage everyone to switch it off when speakers are speaking. Therefore, nobody's interrupted and we can listen to your pleasant voices. And of course, today's meeting, of course, in every meeting, we are here to learn. We are leaders. We are leaders of Toastmasters and public speaking. So the Cub Mission of Toastmasters is to provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop a communication and leadership skills, resulting in great self-confidence and personal growth. Of course, we have no other to further explain this and to hit off and start up our meeting than none other than our president of Toastmaster Best, the man, the myth, the creation, the best of the best. Please welcome onto the stage, Toastmaster and president of our club, Ali Sibtain.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mahmoud, for that very energetic introduction and the beginning of the meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't have any guests at the moment. A very good afternoon to everybody on this virtual stage. I would like to call meeting number 175 to order. Do we have our Vice President Education? Yes, she has just joined us in. Toastmaster Roya, can you hear me? First agenda, okay. She's just dropped out. I'm just going to leave this part for a bit. I just want to see and go around this virtual room to see if there are any guests to introduce. I don't see that happening. So we'll just quickly jump into our business session. I would like to call our business session to order. We do not have our secretary in the meeting for the moment, but I can also see that our quorum apparently is not complete.
If I may, Toastmaster,
this comes to without saying that because of this, we will not be able to conduct any new business. Yes.
Yes, if I may. I just got a call from Toastmaster Colin, and he told me that I'll be adopting the quorum for today. And he just informed me, he just called me a couple of minutes before the commencement of the meeting. So I just wanted to make that clear for everybody.
I'd appreciate that. Are you taking the minutes of the meeting as well, Toastmaster Colin?
No, to be honest. The only thing
is he going to be joining in a bit?
I'm sorry?
Is Toastmaster Colin joining us a little later?
But the only thing that he mentioned to me is that I will be just informing the quorum, which is the amount of members who are in the club who are active, and the amount of people who has adopted the agenda. So that's the only two roles that he's given me as of now.
Not a problem. Let me just ask again, has he mentioned that he would not be attending the meeting?
He did mention to me that he's not attending. He spoke to me. But these
Okay.
are just the two rules that he just
Okay.
gave me.
Should I say that you're? Okay. If that's the case, we have to have somebody taking the minutes of the meeting as well. So I would recommend that if we can just quickly take the minutes of the meeting as well as just as pointers, and then later on you can
Mr.
share it with
President,
Toastmaster Colin.
Mr.
Then
President, if I
following
may,
that, we're gonna adopt it
the
as well.
meeting,
So let's.
Mr. President, the meeting is being recorded.
Yes,
I
please.
think Colin can have a look at the recording later on to get the minutes of the meeting later on. We may proceed.
Sure, not a problem. Okay. So since we don't have our VP education yet, I will not be able to adopt the agenda because she needs to tell me if everything is okay before we go ahead and adopt the agenda. I will just postpone it for the moment. And since we are already on our business session, Toastmaster Mahmoud, would you be able to tell me that if our quorum is complete for today's meeting?
Sure, Toastmaster Ali. So as of now, we do have 23 members in the club, and in the meeting itself is round about 12 participants. So we're talking round about less than 50% who is in the meeting as of now. So back to you.
Unfortunately, the quorum is not complete. This comes to say that will not be, thank you very much. We will not be able to take any decisions on some new business items. Ladies and gentlemen, the floor is open to discuss any old business if there is, or if you'd like to share any news, anything that you have to talk about, please go ahead. And just before I move on, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special announcement to make. We have a very special person joining us today. He is basically a member of our club, and I must say that we are proudly telling that he belongs to our club and he is the area director as well. So we are proudly announcing ourselves as the home club of the area director. And he will be also having a role being
Is it me
played
or
in
is the
this meeting
president?
today. So ladies and gentlemen,
Go
put
ahead.
your hands up, Kamal al-Shahabi.
Hi, thank you very much, Mr. President. I would just like to highlight also again, this is an official area director visit to the club. And if I may have the report on the final 2 minutes, just to report this visit to the club. Thank you very much, and back to the President. Can you hear me, guys? Am I the one who have the connection problem, or?
I'm facing the
No,
same
I
thing.
think it's, yeah, I think it's Ali who has the problem.
The voices are being distorted.
Ah, yes, okay. So maybe his connection.
All right. Meanwhile, the show must go on, so I will just step in as a subcommittee member of the president as well. Am I audible? Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Brilliant. All right, so we were just introducing our area director who's here on an official visit, and we will come to your address later on as well. Our area director, Kamal, we're very, very proud of you. Is there any old business to be discussed? Going once.
Yes, sir. I would like also to discuss just one more thing. Please, if anybody who can join the executive committee of the Area 1, please, you can submit your name to me and we will guide you all the way through this term if you would like to be the next area director. So please, if anybody, just send your name to me and I will guide you all the way. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Just to add a bit more light on that, in the area directors committee, you've got area director program quality, area director club growth, and area PR as well. These are very wonderful opportunities for you to grow as a leader and basically explore the leadership skills you have beyond the club as well. So but it comes with responsibility. So make sure that you're willing to commit as well. But it's a lot less work than it might be at the area level, at the club level. And it's definitely a good experience to work with the Toastmaster Kamal, soon to be DTM, inshallah, and overall as well. So if anybody has anything, I would request Toastmaster Kamal, our area director, to please put that message in the group as well with a little bit of description as to how it works, and hopefully you can then take it forward. All right, moving further, is there any new business to be discussed? Any announcements, any points of information that we should know? Going once, twice, and done. At this point, I would like to request for the minutes of the meeting of the previous meeting to be approved. They were shared by our secretary, Toastmaster Colin. Are there any objections on the minutes of the meeting shared earlier? Our previous meeting 174. Once, twice, and thrice. With no objections? Yes, Sophia.
Yeah, actually, the date was wrong, so I pointed it out. I don't know whether it's been corrected or not. It was
Okay,
written
so there
24th of
was
September. Yeah,
there
it was
was an
written 24th
amendment
of
then.
September. Yeah, I didn't check that. So I'm not sure.
Well, perfect. That amendment should have been made. And thank you for bringing that up. Since there was an amendment, I'd need somebody to propose to adopt the minutes of the meeting. Can anyone propose to adopt with the amendment of the date mentioned in the minutes of the meeting?
Toastmaster Kharam,
Yes.
I hereby adopt the minutes of the meeting for the previous meeting.
You need to propose to adopt them.
I
We can't just adopt them. It's like,
Sorry. I just got brain like I hereby
Okay.
propose to adopt the minutes of the previous meeting.
perfect. Do I hear a second?
I second the motion raised by Toastmaster Mahmoud Al Mardi.
Thank you. Since it's a privileged motion as such, there's no need of a debate or a vote. The minutes of the meeting are adopted with the amendment of the date. Thank you, Toastmaster Sophia. Your first meeting and you're, correcting it. So kudos to you on that.
Thank you.
Once again, is there any new business to be discussed? Any points of information? All right, with that, can anybody propose to close the business session if there's nothing further? Is our president back?
May I propose to close the business session? Yes.
Yeah, and
And I'm
may I propose
proposing
that you take
to close
over the business
session.
session? It's your session that I'm handling. So if you can come back and take over
I'm
right after
sorry,
this as well.
I
That's okay, technical
I'm
issues.
sorry. Just got kicked out of some technical issues.
That is a-okay. Once again,
Thank you very much, DT and for taking over about this. I'm not so sure if I'm still catching up because my connection still seems to be not
Toastmaster Ali, your voice is a bit
so good.
robotic.
I still can't see people here properly. Am I audible to everybody?
Barely.
People here properly. Am I audible to everybody?
If I had $1 for every time, or 100 fills rather, anybody said, "Can you hear me? Am I audible?" We would be all rich. DTM Jangir.
Right. Is it getting better? Or am I still the same?
That was a bit better.
Let me just try to connect through my phone. Just hold on.
No worries. Meanwhile, there's a motion on the floor to close the business session. If you just hear a second, we can close it.
Before that,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to one and all.
Meanwhile, there's a motion on the floor to close the business session. If you just hear a second, we can close it.
Mr. President,
Meanwhile, there's a motion on the floor to close the business session. If you just hear a second, we can close it. I just have to mute him. I'm like,
everyone, I
it's
just
a lot of
wanted
technical
to,
difficulties happening. So like, look, mute.
just a solution for that. Today, inshallah, would be our last meeting, which will be having this kind of an error, inshallah. Going forward from October onwards, as mentioned earlier, we will be resuming our physical meeting. In the beginning, we will be having a hybrid meeting for those who are willing to attend virtually, as there are quite a few members who have shared their views and concerns, and they will be attending 3 or 4 members virtually. The rest, we will be attending physically. Going forward, I would request the VP Education along with the VP membership to work it out in a way when they take confirmation of the growth is they confirm if they will be attending physically or virtually. That's point number one. Point number two, as the VP membership is not here, I would request Mr. President to take it forward from here. Going forward, we need to have a list of the number of attendees at least 3 days before the meeting who will be attending at the venue, whether it be the number of members or if there are guests. So what I would be requesting is going forward, if we make the poster or announcement, we make sure that we request our members to fill it up the form with the required details, if they are vaccinated, their mobile number, their names, and confirm it. So before 3 days, we need to provide that information to the hotel management. And that's how it would be from now onwards, at least in the beginning stages. So once again, I repeat, VP Education should be confirming with the role plays if they'll be attending physically or virtually. The list of 20 members or the guests who will be attending should be there 3 days prior to the meeting, needs to be submitted to the hotel management. So I'll be able to help you out with that, but please make sure you're preparing the list from now onwards. So we hope to see you. Most of our members who are new, we haven't met them in the meeting space. Inshallah, in October, we will be meeting you. Back to you, DTM.
Thank you. Thank you. Can you guys hear me? Okay, great. Thank you, DTM Jahangir, for bringing that up. Very, very exciting times for that. But now, before I hand over the control back to the president, since we're already on the business session and I'm chairing it, and we just lost him as well. So I think I'm going to stay here a bit longer than I anticipated. Can I get somebody to close the business session?
Mr. President, I raise the motion to close the business session.
Thank you, DTM Jahangir. Do I hear a second?
I second the motion to close the business
Perfect.
session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roya. With that, the business session is closed. Just to recap, we are having an official area director visit. If you wish to open and be a part of the area director's team, you may do so. Our area is a wonderful area. One part of Division C has 4 different clubs, and you'll get the opportunity to work out with the area director. And we are going physical or hybrid rather from the next month, and that is very, very exciting. I can't wait to see all of you, some of whom I haven't met in almost a year and a half. So it will be a pleasure to host you and be there and meet you as well. Perfect. Mr. President, are you back with us?
I am. I really hope so. I am. Am I clearly audible to everybody?
Yes, you are. We
Much
have just
better,
concluded the business session. Kindly take it further. Handing over the control back to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, DTM Pransaban and DTM Jahangir, for taking this over as well. I could barely hear what DTM Jahangir was talking about, but thank you very much for stepping in and taking over and taking control of the business session as well. Thank you very much. I was in the middle of introducing our area director, Toastmaster Kamal Shahabi. If DTM Pransaban can catch me up, did we went ahead with it?
Mr. President, the business session is closed. You may proceed with your business presidential address and the adoption of the agenda, and the meeting can flow from there.
All right, thank you very much. Moving forward, may I please request our VP Education, Toastmaster Roya, to please tell me if the agenda can be adopted, any amendments to be done in today's agenda?
Hello, good afternoon and good evening to everyone. I believe everyone is here, so no changes.
Thank you very much. So can we raise a motion to adopt today's meeting agenda?
Mr. President, actually, I just recently delivered a workshop on parliamentary procedures. And one thing that I didn't know or realized as well is that if there are no amendments, you as the chair of the meeting can declare the agenda adopted. Same thing with the minutes of the meeting as well. So we don't need a proposal or a second. So if there are no amendments, then we can declare the agenda adopted.
Thank you very much, DTM Salman, for mentioning this valuable point. So I hereby adopt today's the meeting agenda for today. Thank you very much. Moving forward, I'd like to see if we have any guests joining us today who can introduce themselves. We see Miss Masuma here with us.
Hi, yes, my name is Masuma. I'm 24 years old. To be honest, I have no idea what's going on here, so I'm new to this I want to get to know this more. And my major is English language and literature. That's me.
Thank you very much, Ms. Masuma. It's so lovely to have you with us. Most welcome to Bahrain Elite Speakers Toastmasters Club. We are one of the many Toastmaster clubs that you can find in Bahrain. And we basically specialize in enhancing and developing people's speaking skills and polishing their public speaking skills as well, in terms of speeches if it has to be delivered, debates perhaps, and in various communication skills perhaps. But now if you stick along with us, you'll see a little bit more of it. So happy to have you with us. Tag along and you'll have fun. Thank you very much. Toastmaster Mahmoud, are you raising your hand?
Yes, I just wanted to ask who seconded the adoption of the meeting? Who seconded the motion?
As mentioned by Aditi and Farosman just a few seconds ago, if there are no amendments to be done in the agenda, then we should not be raising any motion or any adoption.
Okay.
Basically, no amendments. So I hereby say that the agenda of this meeting is adopted and we can move forward with it. So you can just mention that.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, today I would like to talk about something that I came across while I was watching a Netflix TV series called as Atypical. I'm not so sure if people are aware of this. If not, I would definitely recommend you to go ahead and watch this TV series. It's basically surrounding around a boy who is on the spectrum, who is autistic, basically. And it shows how the journey of this boy goes all the way from being helped and all the way when he's trying to be independent. Now, I'm stepping into season 3 of this very good watchable TV show. And there was something that I realized basically. Now, when we are human beings in normal, and when we look upon ourselves and we see that at times when we have to speak about things and times we have to express ourselves and how we, as normal human beings, can be shy of it, or maybe not having those right words or structured thoughts that we can deliver to our audience. When I was watching this TV series and I could see that this autistic boy, whose name is Sam, he turns up and he starts helping people around him as well. And he basically comes across his graduation ceremony, to which he was happy about, saying that I haven't scored that much grades or GPA, let's say. So good for him that he wouldn't be a valedictorian and he wouldn't have to go on stage and speak to the public. But comes a point where he sees that his friend is in need because she was supposed to go on stage and speak, but she was not able to because she was having a bad throat. But then he realized that if a person has spent so much of time and efforts to prepare her thoughts and have it delivered to the audience, if not her, somebody else needs to step up and share her thoughts. And so he gets up, walks up to the stage, and in his very funny autistic manner, he delivers her friend's thoughts on that stage. And this basically grabbed my attention. And I was thinking, if this person who is autistic can push himself out of his comfort zone and challenge himself to go on the stage and speak to public and deliver somebody else's thoughts in his own narrative, why can't we? Why can't us human beings are normal? We cannot do that. Because I understood and I felt that it's basically us ourselves who normally hold ourselves back and would like to keep ourselves in this very comfortable bubble. And we don't want to step out of it. And that's it. You want to succeed in something, you want to progress in something, you need to push yourself out of that comfort zone. You have to challenge yourself and get out of this comfort zone to achieve that thing that you're looking for. To run towards the target that you have in front of you and grab it. Talking about this, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Ralph C. Smedley, our founder of Toastmasters, I'm definitely sure that he had this plan, that there are people who are falling short of this skills, I must say. And so today, millions of people around the world are benefiting from his idea that we so proudly call ourselves as a Toastmasters and being a part of this international organization. So ladies and gentlemen, I hereby urge each and every one of you to look around yourselves. Look around the people that you have. who would like to have the support and help from you. So go push yourself and push your peers as well towards getting those challenges and getting success in their lives, ladies and gentlemen. With this, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on towards our educational session, I would like to invite our area director as well to deliver his address as well. So Toastmaster Kamal, our champ, and as Toastmaster Mahmoud would like to say, the man, the myth, and the mystery. Please welcome on stage Toastmaster Kamal to please share us with some words of wisdom. Toastmaster Kamal, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Actually, I have not prepared for this. I am your friend in this club, so I'll just make it very informal as much as I can for you, so that it does not get in some kind of way that I am here testing you guys. But anyways, we have to adhere to the policies and to the protocol of Toastmasters so that you can have a great report by the end of this meeting. This is it for me, and it is like I said, if you can give me in the final minutes of the meeting, just 1 minute, just to give you the area director official visit report. Thank you very much, Mr. President, and back to you.
I appreciate it, Toastmaster Kamal. And once again, congratulations on accepting the role and being the area director of our area and proudly from our home. Thank you very much, and so happy to have you with us. Ladies and gentlemen, now comes the time that we have to commence our education session, and I would like to invite a very special person who will be taking us through our journey today, who will be sailing us through seamlessly, and the responsibility who's going to take on her shoulders, basically, is none other than our Toastmaster of the day. Please welcome on stage Toastmaster Roya Adil.
Leaves don't fall, they fly. They take their time and wander on this, their only chances to soar. Thank you, Mr. President, fellow Toastmaster, guest. Good evening. As the rain peters out, the autumn sets in. The autumn comes as a relief in the wake of the nagging rain. During autumn season, the cloud appears tired of raining. It's weary and old. It drifts across the sky leisurely with its silvery head that looks like a huge mass of cotton. The sky has erased last trace of black stain and turns deep blue. The earth's surface is covered with yellow, red, and brown leaves. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's theme is about Let's Fallen, which is the autumn season. Our club was formed in 2014 by 4 gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. The club was formed in 2014 by DTM Khurram Salman, DTM Najib Raza, DTM Jahangir Khan, and Toastmaster Rashid Shabi. I will be sharing some interesting facts throughout the meeting about the season, autumn. So let's start with introducing the roles. I have in my agenda, the first one is the grammarian. So I have asked few questions as part of my role today to my fellow Toastmasters. And when I asked Toastmaster Omar, how do you prepare for winter? He said that he gets ready for a new beginning. Please join me in welcoming our grammarian of the day, Toastmaster Omar Mukhtar.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. My role as a grammarian is to watch for the grammatical mistakes during the meeting and presenting my report in the end to the general evaluator. With that, I also have one important role to present the word of the day. And for today's meeting, the word of the day is pinnacle, which means the most successful point, and it can be used in a sentence. He had reached the pinnacle of his career. I hope you all use it, and in the end, I'll present my report to General Evaluator. With this, back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Omar Mukhtar. Our counter is an unpaid full-time employee as a housewife. She is a mother of two. Her favorite autumn food is chicken and potato chowder. And her kind of winter preparation is looking for trending fashion and sale. Please welcome our counter of the day, Toastmaster Sobia Hamidi.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you, MC Roha. And greetings to all my fellow Toastmasters and guests. I am James Sobia. I'll be assuming the role of counter. Before getting into the details of the role that I'm going to play, I just want to set share a little example. Suppose you're going to like propose to your loved one, and you're on your knee, you're sitting down on one knee, and you have just proposed. It's a surprise for the other person, and you're waiting for the answer. So, and he or she is taken by surprise, and he's thinking, you know, like that. So you're being a little bit impatient. So this thing, you don't want, you know, you're taking away the essence of the surprise proposal. So, and you're not, you know, it's not being effective. So just, it was an example for the speakers that if you're using a lot of and you know, I know, it, but, so, you know, you're removing, you're not like, your speech is not going to be that much effective. So try not to like use a lot of crutch words, use a lot of fillers, or use a lot of repeats or pauses, because I've got my ears and my eyes on you. I'll be noting that down. So good luck, and be amazing, and don't be so awful. Bye-bye. Enjoy. Back to you, MC Roy.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sobia. Do you know, we typically think of fall as the North American version of the word autumn, but it was in fact in widespread usage in England until relatively recently. So now let's go on to our general evaluator, or the timer, sorry, our timer, my mentee of today's meeting is a business owner, and his favorite autumn meal is pumpkin soup. Please welcome our new member who are taking the first role ever, and I wish him all the best, Toastmaster Ala Mekki.
Hi.
Hello.
Good afternoon and good evening to all. This is my second time to meet you, and I am very happy to join with you. And my role is today to notice the times, and I will change the colors for green, yellow, and red. And it's first time, and I try to do my best and enjoy with my badges, and enjoy with my badges and the colors, and satisfied.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you
all. Thank you.
Our general evaluator session is a session where we get the most positive feedback from a general evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our active member who is ready to take any role I have asked for, Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Mardi.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Roya. Well, what a predominant and great introduction. A lot of excitement, a lot of positivity. That's what we need in our meeting. And of course, that has been mostly a pinnacle introduction. But of course, a general evaluator, first time taking it from 6 months, ever since joining Toastmaster Best. And how would I explain it to you? Of course, everybody has their different ways in explaining what a general evaluator is. I would say that I'm a spy in disguise. So I'll be just looking out and highlighting and giving a general overview on the meeting of today and giving out positive notes and feedback to all members. And of course, I'll be evaluating such things such as the timeless, the enthusiasm, the preparation and organization, and how and ways and aspects where we could further improve our club and take it to higher levels. Of course, with every club, there is always areas of improvement. And of course, with our club, we always love to improve and be the best of the best. So of course, this is going to be a predominant and a pinnacle meeting, and I wish nothing more than success. Over to you, Toastmaster Diri.
Thank you, Toastmaster Mahmoud and Merdi. We are looking forward for your role. Our today's meeting is divided into two sessions, the one in which we are going to listen to prepared speeches by our amazing members, and the other one is the one we are going to have fun and listen to the table topic speaker. Just as a reminder to my fellow Toastmaster, you will be given 30-second period in which you are supposed to comment on the speaker's speeches in the chat. Please make sure that you do. So let's begin with the prepared speeches of the evening. As I am the first speaker, I will be presenting the level 2 project 1 from presentation mastery path. Before that, let us have my individual evaluator to read out my objective. Please welcome our first evaluator, Toastmaster Abdulrahman Janahi. I'll be having 30 seconds just to prepare myself. Is Abdulrahman here? Abdulrahman? I think Abdulrahman is not here, not around.
He is in the meeting, however, he is muted.
Yeah, he is here, but I don't believe that he's active or something.
I'll give him a
In
call.
that case, we can move on to the next speaker and come back to it and circle back to it later.
Shall we go to the second speaker first? Better? Okay. Our second speaker, Toastmaster Kamal Shahabi, our area director, will be presenting his level 1 project 3 from the path, research and presenting. Before that, let us have his individual evaluator to read out the objectives. His winter kind of preparation is to stock a lot of Panadol cold and flu. Please welcome our president, Toastmaster Ali Sabtin.
Thank you very much, Master of the Ceremonies. I'm sorry I don't have the objectives on my hand right now, but I'll be definitely finding it on and evaluating.
Chat, if you want to see it, it's there on the chat, Mr. President.
I'd appreciate it. The thing is, I'm not used to my mobile phone while doing this, but okay. It's on this chat?
Yes, it's on the general chat.
I think I've joined it later on, so I don't see it. Do you mind sharing it again if you don't mind?
Okay. 1 minute.
It's dropping in, coming back in, dropping in. So
Yes, it is. It is on the way. It should be now there on the chat. Can you see it on the chat now, or?
my apologies, Master Kamal, but no, I don't see it.
It's okay, no problem. It is about the presentation and the research and presentation.
No problem, Master Kamal. The stage is yours. In a minute, I'll find it out. Go ahead, please.
All right, thank you guys very much. I need the share a screen, please, just to show you. So if somebody, the host, could give me the share screen, and
Can
so
you allow me?
sorry.
I will introduce you first with your title and all.
Okay, yes, please.
Okay, not better. Okay, so our first speaker, Toastmaster Kamal Al-Shihabi. His favorite autumn meal is chicken corn soup, and his winter preparation is buying hoodies. Let's welcome him with a speech titled NFT. NFT Toastmaster Kamal Al-Shihabi.
Thank you very much, Master of Ceremonies. And please, if you can give me the share screen by the host. Does anybody have an idea what's an NFT, an non-fungible tokens? If you can open your mic, or you can put on the chat.
NFT stands for non-refundable tokens, and you can share your screen.
Yes, thank you very much. All right, let's do it. The NFT is a non-fungible token. What is a non-fungible token? It's a unit of data stored in a digital ledger, which is called the blockchain, that certified a digital asset to be unique. Now, let us describe this in a very simple way. Non-fungible means not interchangeable, meaning that if you have 1 dinar, you can split it equally into 500 fils and 500 fils. You will have the same value of 1 dinar. But a non-fungible token cannot be replaced, just like the Mona Lisa picture. So it is a unit of data. You can put anything out there, like a JPEG picture, recording, video, whatever there is, you can price it and you can sell it. If somebody buys it from you, they have the royalties of this data, and they have the private keys on the blockchain. Now, the question is, what you can do with NFT? There are so many things. You can buy and sell, you can trade, you can invest, but it's extremely risky. It's not a financial advice. You can collect, or you can actually make an NFT and sell it, or gift it, or whatever you want to do. If you are an artist, if you are a singer, and you can get the royalties out of selling those NFTs forever. Now, let me show you how you can do your own NFT, and you can sell it for free without any charge. We will go through this on the screen right now. If you see my screen, please let me know. Can you see the screen now in front of you?
Yep.
I hope you can see it. Okay. Okay, so now this JPEG picture right here, it was sold for $7 million. I will explain how and why. This picture right here was sold for $6 million. This picture right here was sold for $5 million. And this picture right here was sold, I think, around $90 million. It is a tradable $69 million. You can trade it, you can invest, you can buy, you can create your own. Now the question is how you can create your own NFT. If you need more details, I will just briefly go through it. But if you need more details, you have my Instagram right here, Crypto Kamal. You can find the NFT video. The whole video is right here, but I will explain it now in short. Now there are two ways. The first way is to go to this website. You can see it up, OpenSea.io. Now this website has a volume trading of NFT on monthly basis for not less than $500 million. But if you want to open a store for you, just like my store here, it will require you to pay the first time fees, which might cost around $150. to open a store, and then you can put anything there. You can put pictures, you can put your videos. If you are a musician, you can put anything there and price it, and you can sell it to people. However, some people, they say, I don't have $150, I want to sell, but I am an artist and I don't have money and I want to do it for free. Well, guess what? You can do it for free now on this website, Mintable.app. You can see the website right here. Now, the first step is what you do is you should have an e-wallet. You know, the wallet that you have that you put money in. This wallet right here, if you can see it, I'm not sure, I cannot see my screen. You should have an e-wallet. Now, I would recommend to have a wallet called MetaMask. You can search for it. It's very easy. You can see the Fox logo here on your right corner, on the upper right corner. It's called MetaMask. Just download it and then connect your wallet to this website. Once you connect your wallet, you go to start minting now. So you go right here, you create a new item, press easy, so it will be easier for you. And then you will go ahead to the website. You can call it anything. You have the listing title here. Let's say it's an art. Let's say I'm putting an art. And then the listing title, let's say Kamal Test. And then the listing subtitle you don't need. Here you put the picture or add the picture that you want. Now, let's say I am going to add this thing, DTM Kamal Shahabi. This is just an example, guys, okay? If you want to attach any gift to your buyer, it's up to you. Then you can transfer the copyright to the owner. Now here, the price, either you make it as an auction with buy now or fixed. Now, let's say I am going to put a fixed price. The fixed price, let's say I am going to sell it for $900. This is just an example. Or you can sell it by Ether cryptocurrency. If you are not aware of cryptocurrency, you should go to my Instagram and learn about it. This is the second largest cryptocurrency in the world. It's worth right now around $2,800. Anyways, so I price it at 900, and here we go. List the item. Let's see the error. Let's see the description. Enter value for description. Please enter the subtitle. Okay, now you can see the headache right here. You can enter the description. This is a TM certificate. Now I am going to delete this after, but this is just for you just to understand. Let's say that the sub-listing is Kamal. You can go ahead here and list this item. Now you can see the transaction alert, whatever, you press proceed, and then it will go to your wallet. Once it goes to your wallet, you sign your wallet, and then congratulations, you have your item. You can send the link to your friends. It will be there. They can buy this, or they can buy your drawing, your logo, or your music. Now, let's say that you have no idea how to draw. Now, I am not sure about the time, guys. I don't see the time. So the timer, if you can tell me if I passed it or not. If I didn't pass the time, okay, let's go. If you are not an artist, you can go to Fiverr.com and just search NFT. You will find here all the people who can do it for you for dirt cheap. Once they do it, you can post it there and sell it. Now, you might wonder how on earth those NFTs that I show you was sold for millions. There are a couple of things, of course. There are so many things backing up this NFT, like a private group, like a private NFT, like you will get free coaching and so many things. So if you want to sell your stuff, you have to do your marketing. You have to have a big community, and you have to do the sales by yourself. This is all in short. You can find everything again on my Instagram there. You will have all the information. Thank you very much. And back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kamal, for a wonderful presentation. And I would ask my evaluator, is he here?
Hi, Toastmaster. Yeah, and sorry for that. I couldn't turn on the voice.
No problem. Just can you read out my objectives so I can proceed with my speech?
The purpose of the speech today, the purpose of the project for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions monitoring. Also, the purpose of this speech is for the member to share some aspect of a previous experience. Back to you, our MC, and also our speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Just a minute. Sorry. Am I audible? Am I
Sure.
visible?
Yes, but Toastmaster Allah has a question on a timer. If we can, maybe he's having a bit of a difficulty. If we can help him out.
Yes, you can. Ali, Ala, Toastmaster Ala.
I tried to share the page color when he present, Mr. Kamal, but I don't know, it's not going on because maybe it's not allowed to share 2 pages.
It's only when the speaker cross 5 minutes, you can put the green card, and then 6 minutes yellow card, and then 7 minutes.
I try to put color, but it's showing here it's not allowed. I try many times because I think because he put some pages. Because
that is correct.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not showing, but it's display for us, showing for us. Am I right?
No, it's not. I didn't get access to put pages. I try. It's written like there is another one.
Maybe because he got the host. What do you think?
Maybe.
You don't have to, as if I may interject, please. Allah, Toastmaster Allah, question. How are you trying to show the pages? Are you showing it to your camera? Are you using a laptop? Or using your mobile?
No, mobile, but there is the one button here, share and connect. I press it.
You don't have to share your screen. I think you're trying to share your screen, basically. So you don't have to share your screen. You can have some pictures basically downloaded in your phone, as in green, yellow, and red color. And then there's an option that, there you go.
Okay, so you mean this one, like this?
Yes, you need to keep your camera on. And whenever the green light, the time goes up, when you have to turn it green, just change your background to green. Could you try it, please, now? Try changing. You need to keep your camera on.
Okay, now try.
We can see red background now.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, you don't have to share your screen. Sorry, you don't have to share your screen, because if you start sharing your screen, then whoever is speaking cannot be seen. So you just have to change your background. Do you know how to change backgrounds on Zoom?
I showed him in the beginning, but I don't know why he's sharing.
It's all right. He might be a little bit.
Just follow the things that I showed you in the video.
Yeah, I tried now. It's not showing, only my background. When I go screen, it's not changed.
Okay, it's good. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine when you fine like this, but you can change the colors.
Yeah, I try now. It's not going on. I tried to change the color, only like this. It's showing now yellow. No, I see it. I see it yellow now, but I don't know it's showing for you or no.
You're sharing your screen. We don't want you to share your screen, Allah.
Okay.
Okay, stop sharing the screen. Do you see the 3 buttons that can give you the options?
Yes.
Where you can chat, meeting settings, virtual background.
Background filter.
Yes,
okay.
Go to virtual background. There you go.
Like
can you see that? Yes. Every time you have to keep on changing this when you have to show the colors. You got it now?
All right, yes.
So when you do 5 minutes, you have to turn the green background on. 6 minutes, it has to be yellow, and 7 minutes has to be the red one.
All right, okay.
Do you want to give it another go?
Okay, thank you.
Now,
Yeah, it's okay now.
sorry for the trouble, Toastmaster Roya.
Just keep the camera on, Toastmaster Ala.
Yeah, all right, okay.
I'll just pin him. Okay, shall I proceed? Fine.
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay. Everywhere we go, a lot of people cross our path. Some paths most blood relations are not power. Friendship is the relationship. I think I disconnected.
Could you go again, Miss TM Roya, because I could not hear you, so I could not be able
Can I
to-
go
Yes, please. I thought it was only my connection.
again?
So
I'm sorry, I think that.
Toastmaster Ala,
Okay.
Yeah, can you repeat what you are
Sorry.
saying from the beginning?
yeah, and can I also ask the timer to reset the timing, please? Toastmaster
Yes.
Ala, just have
Yeah, I
no
will do.
background. You need to
Okay.
turn it on when it's 5 minutes. Okay?
Ala,
Okay.
Toastmaster Ala, from the beginning, please. Thank you. Everywhere we go, a lot of people cross our path. Some pass by, some become acquaintances. Yet there are some who stop by and become our friends. Master of ceremony, ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, good evening. Of all the relationships God created, one of the really fascinating of all is friendship. The reason being, most blood relations are not by choice. However, the reason that most blood relations are not by choice. However, friendship is the only relationship that can start just by receiving positive vibe from someone. We get to choose our friends. As I speak to you today, I'm not here to speak about the benefit of friendship. We all know that. I wish to take this opportunity to speak about those friends who stop and leave footprints in our hearts. Making friends is easy, but creating that position in someone's heart involves a lot of effort. The most important being sincerity. Sincerity involves starting a friendship with someone without any reason. Two people who click just because they like each other's company. They are attracted to each other because of common interest. They are people who care about each other, will always be next to each other. Why am I saying all this to you? Because I wish to take this opportunity to share with you and appraise the one person and friend I have in my life who contains all the traits of that special friend we just spoke about. So, to start, ladies and gentlemen, as I said, friendship just starts out of the blue. It's the same with this friend, Toastmaster Quran. I never knew and ever thought that we would become a friend one day. I always used to see him here and there in the university. He was just surrounded with girls and has silky long hair, just like them. It doesn't mean that I'm jealous about him. I have my own. with his picture always up on the honor list, which meant he was a high GPA student. I always thought he may be a snobbish person. However, destiny somehow gathered us in the same course and the same section. And like they say, God sends you an angel, especially when you are really down and bad. So one day, he walked in to me and decided to say hi and spoke. And to my surprise, there I was sitting with him in the coffee shop. Don't worry, we weren't dating. And instead, he was teaching me in that hard course. Such a great person he is. He just wanted to help with no rewards in return. He is such a selfless person. His attitude, his self-confidence, his style always impressed me. Khurram is that person in my life who is a very good friend. And not only he is my mentor, he's also a supporter in everything I do. He's the one who introduced me to Toastmasters world. Because of him, I joined Toastmasters. I was once a person who I was panicked, afraid to stand in front of anyone to speak. And look at me. Here I am in front of you all, speaking with a proud and confident. In short, ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to thank Khurram for all he has done for me. I hope someday I'm able to return his favor as much as I can, although I know I will never be able to. The reason I have shared all this with you, very often, we take our friendship for granted. We do appreciate each and every thing that our friends are doing for us. And also, I would like to share with you, I shared with you the story of how I met Khurram and from where the Toastmaster journey began. That's how I started my Toastmaster journey. So, ladies and gentlemen, now it's your turn. Choose the friend you wish to thank and do it before it's too late. Back to you. So let's have 30 seconds so I can just set up. Our third speaker of today's meeting and the last one, the best of for the last, DTM Jahangir Khan will be presenting his project 1, level 3 from Path Dynamic Leadership. Before he starts, let us have his individual evaluator to read out his objective, and his favorite preparation for the winter is hot chocolates and hoodies. Please join me in welcoming DTM Khurram Salman.
Thank you, our Toastmaster of the day, ladies and gentlemen, and to my speaker in particular, good evening. Our speaker today is delivering level 1 of project 1 of level 3 of Pathways Dynamic Leadership, and the project is titled Negotiate the Best Outcome. His purpose of the project is for him to learn about different types of negotiation and strategies that can be used when negotiating, and also for the member to share some aspect of a past or future negotiation in his or her life. I wish all the best to our speaker. I know he's a very good negotiator when it comes to playing Monopoly, but I'm not sure how it would be when he's speaking on stage. Well, let's find that out. Back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, DTM Kharam Salman. So our last speaker, DTM Jahangir Khan, with the title Treasure Hand. Treasure Hand, DTM Jahangir Khan.
Am I audible?
Yes.
You can't have all the things you want, but you can have the things that really matter. Marisa Mayer. Friends, today my speech is exclusively for those who are married, for those who are about to get married, and it's for all of you. It's very important. So please stick around. Greetings to one and all. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Negotiations, an art of
He's stuck.
I
There
think
seems to
he's
be an
just
awful
connected.
lot of technical difficulties today. It's
Good
just that sort of a day.
It's not a day today.
Negotiating.
We need to negotiate with our providers.
Static guess's connection got lost. We're gonna count till 3 if he
I
comes
believe
back.
he's still
He
speaking.
just came back. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
We lost you, Jahangir.
okay. Technical issues with everyone today. It's not,
Yeah.
it's the internet. So where do I begin with? Where did he lose me? Or do you want me to start from the
Yeah.
beginning?
Start from the
I think start
beginning.
from
Start from the
beginning, please,
beginning, yes.
1, 2, 3. Let's do it. You can't have all the things you want, but you can have the things that really matter. Marisa Mayer. Ladies and gentlemen, today my speech is exclusively for those who are married, for those who are thinking of getting married, and you know what? I believe it is for all of you out there. So stick around. Greetings, everyone. Negotiations, an art of negotiating, something which we have been taught from a very young age. And over time, negotiations being very easy, getting tougher, it comes to the time when there is a lot on stake. It's been 2 years I have been happily married. And over these 2 years, me and my wife have done so many negotiations successfully. And recently, we had to start negotiating on something which I believe is the most important for any married couple. For those who don't know, I'm not talking about having a baby, because already I'm blessed. We are blessed with a baby doll who just turned 2 months old yesterday. At this time, we were thinking of starting a negotiation on something of how, when, and where to have our first home. Yes, buying a property. Ladies and gentlemen, today I will be sharing with you 3 simple steps which we as married couple, me and my wife, have already started, and it will help all of you out there as well. To begin with, step number 1, it was about 3.5 weeks back when I came across an article on Facebook in which I read a real estate agent in Arizona, United States of America. What he does is he makes the married couple sit down on 2 tables. He gives them 2 sheets. He tells them to write down 10 things you must have in your dream home and 10 things which you wish to have. At the end, he tells them to compare once they have noted down 20 things each. So the same thing happened. Me and my wife, we sat down, we drafted and crafted our 2 different lists. And later on, when we compared, we found out handful amount of common things which we really wanted in our dream home. The number of rooms, how our sitting area should be, how many bedrooms should be there, etc., etc. Now, these common things which we both want is serving as a foundation for our house hunt negotiation. They say if a married couple start on something on a common ground, it is very easy for them to compromise on things later on down the lane. So ladies and gentlemen, step number 1 is to have 2 different lists and compare them later on. Step number 2 is the most crucial one, and I want your input in it. And that is, on this point itself, many married couple and even the family members quite often disagree on. So I need your input in this, and that is how much money we should be spending for our dream home. Can someone tell me, should one be taking a higher mortgage loan, or someone should take a conservative route of having a small amount which they can afford later on? Anyone? A higher mortgage loan or anyone?
Conservative loan.
Okay, thank you, DTM Karim Salman. Now, whatever you choose, whether you want to go at the top and take a mortgage loan, one thing which you have to make sure you keep track of is keep your emotions out of the equation. I know people will start imagining that we will have a dream home, we'll have a party with our friends, with our family members, with a pool, with this and with that. But your dream home will not be there all the time if you can't have it in your price range. I know a friend of mine who bought a house 10,000 more than he could afford. And later on, within few years, he had to sell it out because of the cost and the expenses which were there, which he didn't anticipate before. So keep your emotions out of the picture is step number 2. And the step number 3 is a very simple one, friends. If you and your spouse are having a hard time over this discussion, do one thing. Have a pact. Take a break. All this property will be there. Your relationship is more important. So what you need to do is give a break to yourself, come back with a fresh perspective, and look for your dream home. So step number 3 is be ready to give a break to your treasure hunt. So these are the 3 steps on which we are following up, and we are hoping to find a very nice, beautiful home where we can host you, inshallah, in the future. So ladies and gentlemen, they say that 20 years from now, you would be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than the things you do. Mark Twain. So please take the right step at the right time so you don't regret it 20 years from now. With this, I wish you all the very best in your treasure hunt. Back to you, Master of the Servants.
Thank you, DTM Jahangir Khan. So I would ask, let's first have 30-second grace period just to comment on the chat for DTM Jahangir Khan. Timer, please note 30 seconds, please. And I'm asking if do we have a break or
I see it's fine. Like
I would.
I'm happy to proceed.
We proceed or
I
no
raise
need?
proceed. I raise to proceed.
Master of the
Anyone?
ceremonies, what does the agenda say? If you can, if we are on time in the agenda, then
We are a minute behind schedule, I would say, but I would recommend if it's not on the agenda, we just stick to the agenda, Master of Ceremonies.
Okay, so no need for a break.
Yes, please, we may go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So let's, I think the 30 seconds over. So let's start with the table topic session. Ladies and gentlemen, so now it's time for the table topic session. It's the session where members can practice their thinking and speaking on their feet skills. This session is also known as the impromptu speech section. And to provide us with the challenge of today's table topic session, we have Toastmaster Sarada Prasad, who works at Alba as a technical supervisor, and his favorite autumn meal is chapati and dal with chili mushroom. Please join me in welcoming the table topic master, Toastmaster Sarada.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Fellow Toastmasters, respected guests, and ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning to all of you. Today, I am your table topic master. So let me introduce what this session is all about. I think all the members are aware about this table topic session, but I would like to introduce again with our newcomers and our guests. This table topic session is very much interesting, very much challenging, and very much exciting part of the Toastmaster. Why do I say so? Because table topic session is a session in which you're testing your impromptu skills. That means you are thinking on your feet. That you think and you will speak without any preparation. You know, this table topic session is help you to raise your confidence. That means even though you don't know the answer, but you will tell correctly. So whenever anyone asks you the question, suppose your manager or your boss, you will not keep quiet. You will speak. So I will tell you the time limit. The time limit of this table topic answer is 1 to 2 minutes. At least minimum you have to speak for 1 minute, and maximum 2 minutes 30 seconds. And the break time, when you will speak for 1 minute, the timer will show you green card. When you speak for 1 minute 30 seconds, the timer will show you yellow card. And when you speak for 2 minutes, the timer will show you the red card. And 30 seconds is the grace period. I think I'm clear. So I will select randomly the volunteers for this table topic session. So are you ready? I will ask how I will prepare. So I will ask your lucky number from 1 to 9. You will tell me the lucky number. So according to the lucky number, the question is there. So I will ask. So here we go. I will select TM Sobaya. Are you with me?
Yes, hello. Hi.
Okay. So please try to use the word of the day. I think
One question. Do I need
yes.
to use the account to like the
It's
process
okay, it's
on
okay.
me as well?
we'll take
Yeah,
care of
anyone can note it down.
Okay.
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 So please try to use the word of the pinnacle. That means your success point. Okay. So the question for you now. What life lesson did you learn which helped you to reach pinnacle of your career? I'll repeat that again. What life lesson did you learn which helped you to reach pinnacle of your career?
Should I start?
Yes.
Basically, I am not like employed right now, but one thing I would like to say about myself is I'm very much of a determined person. Whatever task I take up, I put my 100% to it. So this is the determination, my ability to work on something to the fullest. That keeps my spirit high, and that helps me to reach the pinnacle of my life, like a pinnacle of whatever I've achieved, whether it's managing my house I live with my in-laws in a joint family. I've got 2 kids. I'm on my foot, like continuously I'm working day and night, regardless of being tired at times, but I have to give my 100%. So it is due to this motivation that has enabled me to join Toastmaster International. And here I am to test myself whether I can become a motivational speaker, whether I can improve my public speaking skills, and so that I can reach the pinnacle of my dreams, that is to become a motivational speaker or a public speaker in future. So all I would like to say is that keep dreaming so that you can reach where you want to be. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's excellent answer. Thank you. So my second table topic question for TM Abdul Rahman Khalid Janai. Are you there? Abdul Rahman Khalid. I think it's not there. So TM Mahmoud Al Mardi. So
yes,
for question for you. I will give you one topic, like tell something you refuse to share. Tell something you refuse to share.
This is something really that hits me in the middle. Well, where do I start? There are a lot of things that I kept secret and not a lot of people know. But primarily speaking, because you told me and you put me on the spot, to be honest, as everybody knows, that I am taking my bachelor's in quantity surveying. There's a lot of math that is into it. So, yeah, sounding like a kid that I am, I do take math lessons, very practical, very basic math lessons, in order to refresh my brain, because of course the summer was a hectic night and it was all over the place. So, and a lot of things changed. So you can see like that part in me that knew some math just faded away. So trying to bring it back and try to understand it again was something that I kept secret to no one. I mean, actually no one, even my parents don't even know about it. So it's a secret between me and this club. So no one tells anyone that I do take math lessons. So this is something that of course I've been taking for the past month, and hopefully it will come to an end at the very earliest moment. Overall, back to you.
Thank you so much. It's a tough question, but you answered it so easily. Thank you so much. Okay, so we'll move towards to TM Jahangir Khan. DTM Jahangir Khan.
Yes, just Master Sarada.
I'll give you one topic, a small one. Keep your friend close and your enemies even closer. Keep your friend close and your enemies even closer.
Okay, thank you, just Master Sarada. Yes, I do agree with the statement which you have mentioned. Keep your friends close and enemies even closer. It's always good to know that I wouldn't say enemies. Everyone has those people around, whether we like or not, those who don't want to see us going forward. If you keep them around, definitely this will give you an energy, in my personal opinion. If you have someone who we believe is an enemy of ours, or that person is not a well-wisher, in another word, in a positive way, is not a well-wisher of ours, if we keep that person closer to us, we would know how we can do better, knowing that these are the things which that person doesn't want us to see growing up. So definitely, I do agree that we should be keeping not an enemy of the one who doesn't wishes good for you, even closer than your friends. We do have friends around us. We do have so many people around us, especially when it comes to our club itself. We have all of you. For example, I know that you all want me to succeed. All of you want me to go forward. You are there to cheer me up. There is a positive energy, but in life we have people who are not the same or were not wishing the same for us. And I believe our timer is not here now. So definitely I have touched 1.5 to 2 minutes. So yes, I do agree with the statement which you have mentioned. In order to go forward, we should be keeping our enemies or those who don't wish good for us even closer than keeping our friends close. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Very nice answer. Thank you. I'm looking for yes, TM Oli Sebastian. Are you here?
I am very much here, Toastmasters Radha. Thank you very much for calling me Sebastian.
But Toastmaster, Toastmaster Radha, how we will be timing? Because our timer just left. He has another thing to do.
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. Anyone else who could support us by timing the speeches? Because we still have evaluation to go and we need this to be timed. Anyone here who can take up the role?
I think, yeah, he left.
DTM Khurram has raised his hand.
DTM Khurram, would you be able to?
Okay, we can proceed. TM Ali Sebastian. What you are proud for and why? What you are proud for and why?
Thank you very much, Table Topic Master. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Toastmasters, very warm good evening once again. There could be many things to be proud of, but if you go back to what actually you need to be proud of, you need to be proud of that you are alive. You are living, you're healthy, and you're kicking, and this is what you need to be proud of because you are there, you are happy, you are healthy, and this is what allows you to do, or let's say, enjoy the blessings of life that you're living. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah, if you look around our world and the type of people and the lives that people are living, we are living much better than how others are. So we need to take that as an example and be thankful for what we have been given. We need to be happy and we need to share this happiness along with people around us. The thing that we need to be proud of is being proud of ourselves, of who we are and where we are and who we have to look for. And most of the times, if I need to talk about it, I always refer back to what one of the topmost actors had to deliver in his award acceptance speech, Matthew McConaughey, when he said, who does he look forward to? It's basically you got to look forward to yourselves 10 years ahead. So always have those targets set for yourself. Be proud of who you are. Be proud of having the life that you have been given, you have been blessed with. And be proud of your parents, of who you have become because of what your parents have taught you to be. So this is what I'm going to say. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of the life that you're blessed with. And share this wellness and goodness around yourself and your people. Back to you, Table Topic Master.
Thank you so much. Such a beautiful answer. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, now move to TM Roya. Can I ask?
Table Topic Master, since I am the ad hoc timer now, we are running out of time, so let's move ahead.
Okay, that's the last double question. I would like to ask you if you want to be a cartoon character. If you want to be a cartoon
I think we're running out of time, so we can
the
just
last
skip.
one.
Can we have it?
Yeah. Since he already started, let's have it.
Oh.
If you want to be a cartoon character, which role would you like to play?
Actually, I'm not a fan of cartoons. Really, since childhood, I was like not that kind of a person that watches TV, cartoons and all. But the only thing that I remember, the Lion King, I like the story because of the fatherhood, how he takes care of his son. So I always wanted to, even if he's a father, I always wanted to raise my children as this, how to protect my children. So That's all, because I don't have anything in mind, because really I'm not a fan of cartoons. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you for that. Thank you. Okay, back to Master of Ceremony. This is all about this topic session. Thank you.
Thank you for your wonderful topics, Toastmaster Sarada, and you've done very good job. Thank you. And again, fellow Toastmasters and guests, I'd like and love to call upon our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Mardi, once again to share with us his feedback, comments, and role players reports. Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Mardi, his favorite autumn meal is cinnamon over rice with tartar sauce. He is a student at British University of Bahrain. I'm sorry. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Mahmoud Al-Mardi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roya, of course, British University of Bahrain, because I left school. It's been around well over 3 years from now.
Actually, the thing I used to teach there, that's why I'm used to the British school.
I see. No worries. We always have these moments. Anyhow, but before I do give up my roles and my perspectives, I would like to just call upon, because the timer has left. So if anyone has the speaker's timings for Toastmaster Roya, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the DTM Faram, do you have it with you as of?
Fortunately not. I've just sent a message to our timer as well, but if I get in the time, I'll write it. As of now, the only time I have is for Toastmaster Ali Zaplain. That is 1 minute 47 seconds on the table topics, and Toastmaster Roya, which is 49 seconds. Toastmaster Roya is unfortunately disqualified in the table topics, but overall, let's just go with the assumption that the speakers are qualified, because, well, there's no other alternative. So we'll just stick with that one.
Okay, fine, no worries. You can always go through that route. So as that, we are going to be moving to the evaluation session before giving upon my roles and my feedback. So I would like to call upon the first evaluator for today's meeting, who is going to be Toastmaster Abdurrahman Janahi, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Roya's speech, which is Crossing Paths. So I just wanted to ask Toastmaster Abdurrahman, are you there? Perfect. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome me onto the stage, Toastmaster Abdurrahman Janahi. You'll be conducting an evaluation session for Toastmaster Roya Adil's speech. The stage is yours.
Thank you, our MC. Is my voice is hearable?
Yes, it is clear.
Okay. Tell me about your friend. I will tell you about you. Follow Toastmaster and guest. Hi, everybody. Friendship is something very beautiful, and the story between Toastmaster Roya and DTM Khurram is the one of the most beautiful story I heard at this month. Friendship is something very good and healthier, especially if you're a friend. He take your hand for beautiful places. DTM Khurram, he see the weakness of Toastmaster Roya, and he advised her for a special program for her weakness. The program was Toastmaster. We all see where now Toastmaster Roya, and we all can see the gap between now and before. We all should choose our friend by a lot of criteria. One of the criteria, the friend should be like developing himself, and also he will develop you. So Toastmaster Roya, you use your body language very well when you say or when you make like that. I thank Toastmaster Khurram for being part of my life. And also when you said he was surrounded by a lot of girls in the university. Your voice was very clear, but I think the disconnect of the internet, I don't know what was the disconnect reason. Is it the internet or the Zoom program? And finally, I have just a few developing points. Try when you are introducing or you are presenting your speech, try to be in the middle of the screen. So don't go like here and or like that. So I think that the viewers or who can see you, he cannot see you clearly. And also I think the problem of the internet. Otherwise, your speech was very clear and beautiful. And finally, just tell your friends and just thank them for being a beautiful part of your life. Back to you, our MC or our general evaluator.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Abdurrahman Janahi. A lot of pinnacle points that you stated out. And of course, it's very good that every speaker has its pros and cons, therefore they could further develop on their everlasting public speaking skills. Thank you very much. So we will be having our second evaluator for today's meeting, which is going to be none other than the man, the myth, the legend, our president, Ali Sabtin, who will be conducting an evaluation on Toastmaster Kamon Shahabi, who is the area director, which with the speech title NFT. So I would like to welcome onto the stage Toastmaster and the president of Toastmaster Best and Club, Toastmaster Ali Sabtin. I've been saying a lot of Toastmaster. So please excuse me. Over to you.
Thank you very much, General Toastmaster Mahmoud. The purpose of our speaker's delivery today, the objective was that this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. And our speaker is today talking about non-fungible token, as I understood. Let me begin by thanking Toastmaster Kamal Shahabi for allowing me to introduce myself towards a world of online setting stuff, which I had no idea about. So thank you very much, Toastmaster Kamal Shahabi. Well, we all know that how seasoned Toastmaster Kamal Shahabi is and how good of a champion speaker that he is. And we, as Bahraini speakers, Toastmaster, are so proud to have him in our club. But today I have to evaluate not the speaker, but the speech. So here we go. I will be evaluating the speaker for today on delivery and content. So let me begin with content. Ladies and gentlemen, the speaker, he knew what he had to deliver. So he was well prepared and he had all the tabs open as we could see that what he has to talk about. And it showed already that he was well researched because he knew what he was doing and he has been into it. And it showed that he is well prepared for what he has to deliver. And it also showed that he has been into this specific area for quite some time, which is, I would say, beneficial for all of the listeners and the audience. Because if any questions, for example, had to be asked, he knew what they had to say. And to be honest, to make it better, the thing that I really enjoyed was he was showing live examples on how pictures could be selected, how it could be sold, and what price could be kept on. Could it be fixed? Could it be auctioned? The choice is in the seller's hand. And what else I could see was it didn't try to go much into details because it got a little bit confusing. Because if we talk about cryptocurrency, blockchaining, mining could be a bit more, but he decided to go with something which is easier rather than a bit more complicated for the audience to understand. And the best part that I would say in his content, a little bit connected towards the delivery, was connecting it back to where he began. So when he started talking about how the pictures were being shown and on which price it was being sold, and then he went on delivering what this whole process is all about, and then he connected it back to where he began, and he tried to share that what is the back end process of setting these pictures. So kudos on that, Toastmaster Kamal, on delivering such an amazing speech. And if I talk about delivery, well, I've almost admired our champion's quality of bringing or putting in humor every now and there or here and there. So keep that up. You got to keep that going on. To me, from a fellow trainer, perhaps to another trainer, let me say that the way Toastmaster Kamal was delivering his speech, it felt like he's giving an online training. So if people who don't know what to do and how to do, this is how it's supposed to be done on this topic that he was delivering on NFT. And his voice tone, the clarity was all on point, and this is how it's supposed to be. Now, if I talk about a little bit of recommendations from my side on how the speech could have been enhanced and made a little bit better, is the contents and the presentation of the contents, basically, in my opinion, felt was a bit all over the place. What I felt was Toastmaster Kamal had a lot to show, a lot to deliver, but keeping the timing criteria in view, that preparation point was missing. So in my humble opinion, I would recommend, of course, that Toastmaster Kamal, if you have this project again or something similar to be delivered, just make sure that what time is allotted to you, and then your preparation of this content should be given that way. And the opening of the speech was a little bit abrupt. I would have understood that if he would have mentioned a little bit about pictures and auction and then come down to NFG would have been better. I was a little bit distracted when he started drinking water when he was delivering his speech, so I would recommend not to do that in his future speeches. Nevertheless, everything is fine. The speech was amazing. Just take care of the timing and the content preparation according to the timing, and just make sure they don't drink while you're delivering your speech. With this, back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster and the president of our club, Ali Septin. Of course, we do have these moments, which we do have these errors, these human errors that they would say. But of course, we're here to learn. This is what Toastmasters is all about, is to further enhance, to get constructive feedback and to further develop on that. Moving on to the final evaluator to today's meeting, which is going to be the one and only, the person who has the best of the best evaluations we've seen in our club, and who is going to take us to the final road of the evaluation session, which will be none other than DTM Kharam Sadmon, which will he will be evaluating DTM Jahangir Khan with a speech title Treasure Hunt. So I would like to hand off the floor and the session back to DTM Kharam Salman. The stage is yours.
Thank you, General Evaluator, ladies and gentlemen, and all my fellow treasure hunters. What a selection of topic, right? Taking us back to our childhood, because who didn't like hunting for treasure when we were children? It's a brilliant choice of topic over there. I love how our speaker, DTM Jahangir Khan, comes with a general good feeling and a good energy on stage whenever he comes on board, whether it's the virtual stage or even the physical. So keep that up, that energy that you have of goodwill overall. I love the use of rhetoricals throughout, drafted and crafted, for example, used in many other rhetorical devices, and communication throughout was fluent and it did well. Now, the objective of our speaker was to give us tips by sharing an incident as well on negotiations. And he did that beautifully by narrowing it down to a very recent experience and something that many of us over here must have gone through or about to go through as well. And I'm looking at you, Mahmoud, if although you've got a couple of years going further, but it is beautiful of how he was able to relate, bring us into his story, because he's an amazing visual storyteller. I could imagine the scene where both of them are sitting down, drafting and crafting their dream house and going further as well. And then he left us with 3 wonderful tips as well. So narrowing it down, general good feeling, drafting and crafting, all of that was very, very well done. Couple of things that I would like our speaker to improve and challenge himself for the next thing, and of course, dividing it into content and delivery. Let's look at the delivery, because that's where more points of improvement are. I would have loved to see our speaker from the waist up only, because his head was being cut off. Being to the speaker's house, I know that he has a lot of books, and I would have recommended him to use those books to elevate his laptop so that his level of eye contact could come into play. Our speaker could have had purposeful stage movement, because he had 3 different points, which could have been delivered in 3 different places instead of just roaming around on the virtual stage as well. And something that a lot of us tend to ignore is called the dangling hand movement. When you bring out a part and when you're talking, your other hand is just dangling around on the side. So I would recommend our speaker to be a bit more cautious of that. 2 things on the content. Our speaker, in such kind of tips, whenever you're giving tips, it's always very important for you to summarize. That's the important part. So if you're having tips, I would have loved for our speaker to just mention the 3 points again. That would have been brilliant. And our speaker started with a quote, that is things you want and things that matter. he could have rephrased that as a question. Do you want the things? Do you like things that you want or things that matter? So rhetorical questions is more of an attractive way to start the speech rather than going out with a quote. Quote are used afterwards to support what you're saying. So just a couple of these things. So brilliant, good feeling speech, good tips on negotiation. I was writing down points as well. Just make sure that your stage is elevated, in this case, your laptop, so you're not dangling, and your purposeful stage movement, and summarize in these cases very, very well. With this, best of luck to my speaker. Back to you, Chain Evaluator.
Thank you, DTM Kharam Salman. As always, shining, as always, that's constructive feedback, which is going to benefit us for the long term. And of course, it's very good. This statement and what you've said, these valid points, is for all of us, of course. When we're performing a speech, we always have these strong elements and these strong points, and we always have these points where we further improve on, therefore we can be better speakers. Now, the moment everybody has been waiting for, because I know we have lost a lot of time and we have around about 15 minutes before the end of our session. So of course, the meeting has went very well, in my perspective. I believe just a couple of minutes. Yes, are you raising your hand, DTM Kharam?
Yes, if I can announce the time of the evaluation and go with the voting, so we can prepare the certificates and everything.
Sure.
So the time taken by our first evaluator, Abdurrahman Janahi, is 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Time taken by Toastmaster Ali Subtain, our second evaluator, was 4 minutes, 14 seconds. And the time taken by myself, as timed by DTM Jahangir, is 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Toastmaster Ali Subtain has been unfortunately disqualified. I am going to launch the poll now. I would request everyone to kindly vote. Launching the poll right now.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Let's see. So it's okay. What about best role player, DTM Kharam? I haven't seen the best role player.
That is correct. I missed out on that part. So we'll go ahead with all of us are best role players. Yay! You're the best role player. You're the best role player.
You got a call.
Oprah Winfrey now.
Guys. So
we'll wait for 20 more seconds before we go further.
I didn't receive any, this one best role player on these messages.
So that you're not a co-host, so you should be getting it. Only co-hosts don't get to have it.
I just received 3 questions.
Yeah, only 3 questions are there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So now that you can write it personally to me, and I'll point it out and put it further.
DTM Kharam, as we are having only few members, I believe we can just write it down, even for the role player, as we have the template of the certificate.
Yeah, sure. That's okay. So if you can just private message me who the best role player in your opinion is among all the role players from Toastmaster of the Day, General Evaluator, Tabletop Master, Accountant, Grammarian. All right, I will end the poll now. Kindly make sure that you put in and send over your results. Toastmaster Mahmoud, you can continue.
thank you so much, DTM Kharam. What a great meeting from the beginning to the end. And we had a lot of pinnacle moments throughout the meeting. And going through the beginning of the meeting and adopting the meeting agenda was all smooth, and we kind of, let's say, went above time by a couple of minutes due to technical errors. But however, all above that, we went through a very well-planned, well-organized meeting. And I believe, especially when DTM Kharam Salman took the role as the president, when DTM Ali Subtain had faced a lot of technical errors. So approaching and taking that role really shows his leadership character, and of course, taking the role when we do need it. So kudos to you, DTM Kharam Salman. Of course, great introduction by Toastmaster of the Day, Roya Adil. She's been very on the roll, as they would say, on fire. So going out and giving that enthusiasm, getting people intrigued and people listening, that's the most important thing when it comes to these long meetings, because of course we wouldn't want in a meeting which would going just direct to the point and just simply doing it like any other lecture, as they would say. But however, with Toastmaster Roya Adil, she really gave that enthusiasm and we've seen it in her, where she had that fire in her belly and she wanted to, let's say, extract it to everyone, and she wanted to show her enthusiasm to everybody on stage. So of course, kudos to you, and I really encourage everyone when they're taking this role, particularly Toastmaster today, to get that enthusiasm. Therefore, people can get more intrigued, because you have guests, for example, who come for the first time and they don't know what's going on and they want to get intrigued. You want people to still come day in and day out. You want people to come and visit our meetings and visit our club meetings and see what Toastmasters is all about. Of course, it's a fun and learn experience. And also, at the same time, you're getting that knowledge, and that's what Toastmaster is. It is uniting everyone and bringing a mixture of learning and a mixture of excitement. So that's something that we should all keep out for, especially me. And of course, the role players were well organized and well prepared. And of course, each person had their roles to the according agenda. The only things that I would just recommend our club do, of course, we are, as I said, a learning club, and we always want to further develop, is just to have a backup for Dr. Thraya. Of course, in the beginning of the meeting, I realized that it was kind of chaotic, considering that we didn't have anybody to send the meeting link, and that led to us being around about 3 to 4 minutes late to the meeting. So having a backup before, because I remember Dr. DTM Thraya did mention that she will not be entering the meeting and she will not be partaking. So having someone before, like, as you can see, a substitute, therefore we can reduce the time wastage that is going to occur, because of course we have a long schedule ahead of us and we want to get everything as per the schedule, which is, of course, that goes into time management. So I'm not going to go very into. And of course, role players, of course, in considering me, and considering that I am the Sergeant at Arms, and this goes to me especially, is to have role players in the meeting before 15 minutes. Therefore, because of the vast majority of technical issues that we've been facing from a lot of our role players, it led us to increase the amount of time in our meeting. So therefore, when we have people before the meeting, at least people are there, because if considering something happens in this 15 minutes of time, we can resolve it rather than doing it in the spot, because considering we do have an agenda ahead of us. So therefore, having it before the commencement of the agenda, we can solve these problems and we can avoid them in the up and coming meeting. And of course, we can reduce these errors, we can reduce these errors, and it can be way easier, and we shouldn't be putting ourselves in this hole, and we don't want to put this in this hole. And of course, the one thing that I just realized is that one of the role players, when we assign them with the role, is that leaving at the middle of the meeting. Of course, things happen with us. Of course, we do have emergencies, and we do have work, we do have our priority things. It's considering that role players play an integral part in the meeting, and they have a very, let's say, integral role, and them leaving at the minute of the meeting is just going to put a very big gap in which people, considering because everybody has their own role players, and we wouldn't want at the minute of the meeting or at the space or the epicenter of the meeting, but for someone just to leave, and which plays an integral role, which plays around about 70% of our meeting, to just leave. At least saying it in, let's say, for example, addressing it to the president, or also addressing it to the VP of education, or even saying it before the meeting. If there is any issues, you can back out, that's no worries. However, doing it in the simultaneously at the same spot will just make our meeting not go as smooth as we anticipate. So that's something that I would just recommend us as role players, and even the club at best, to do, rather than doing it on the spot. If you're not able to attend, we can always find someone to replace you, rather than doing it at the same time. Because I realized that once you left, it was, let's say, it was juggling from one person to another, to another, to another. So at least having that balance structure, when one person is not able to attend, we have someone else to substitute them, and then we can approach the evaluation setting and the meeting very smoothly as we wanted. Overall, I would just like to congratulate everyone, every speaker, every evaluator, every role player, for their unconditional support and their unconditional let's say, participation in today's meeting. And I would really encourage, and I very encourage, and I really appreciate that everybody in this meeting, of course, even our guests, that they are listening and just participating. And of course, I would just like to just give, before I just stop the meeting and just stop my general evaluating, because I know I went quite off schedule and over time, it's just if we have even people who are going to visit our club, such as guests, we want to show them what Toastmaster is. Even though they're here to listen and they want to know what Toastmaster is, giving them that glance and showing them what Toastmaster is and what public speaking is will get them a better idea. Because of course, some people who enter the club, for example, me, when I entered the first time, I didn't know what Toastmaster was and what public speaking was. The moment that I knew it is when I was participated in. They gave me certain role players. It can be the simplest thing, such as a counter or even a table topic. That's something that's very famous with guest speakers who are in this role. Giving them a topic to talk about it, even though it's a minute long or even a minute and 15 seconds, will just get them in the agenda and also get them a grasp of what it is. But overall, I completely congratulate each person, and I highly advise and I very congratulate each person for contributing to the role, giving feedback, helping each other out, and this is what Toastmasters is. Nevertheless, I would like to thank everyone, and I would like to pass the control back to our president, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, you are raising your hand, Master Ali.
Thank you very much, General Evaluator. We still have some reports to be taken by the Grammarian Rakata, please.
Yes, sorry. I'd like to get the report from the Grammarian, sorry, Toastmaster Sylvia. Or is it or the accountant? You can just start with the accountant, no worries. So please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Should I? Okay.
Please,
Thank you for not forgetting me. Okay. So I believe in okay, fine. Let's start it. First of all, I would like to say it was a good meeting, with good speakers and all. And to start with TM Mahmood, he has got one 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 so, and one and. And TM Ali, he was using a lot of too much usage of the word because. Yes, and the word and. TM Roya, one two so, two repeats, one pause and one and. TM Mukhtar, one and TM Ala, I did not get the chance to. TM Kamal, he was using a lot of he was excessive use of the word or and along with one so, two alike, one repeat, one pause. TM Jahangir, one well, and 4 times or a bit more of the word so. TM A. Rahman Janahi, one and too much of the word usage of the word and. TM Khurram Salman, though I was like looking for any words to catch any word that he might, use or make errors with, but it was just one but. And TM Sarada, the usage of the word and so. I hope no one minded. It was my first evaluation, I would call that. And I believe in competitive criticism. So hopefully I did justice to my role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sobia. That was amazing for your first slot, for your first shot. That was amazing, of course. Someone to get that role and further enhance it and develop it, that's something that is amazing, of course. And taking that role, that's also a leadership element in you. And of course, we are here to build leaders, and you, nonetheless, are in the right path. So we'd like to move to the Grammarian. So if the Grammarian is here.
Yes.
Yes, please go ahead, Toastmaster Amar.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again. As per my report, I am a little disappointed. The word of the day was used 5 times, 2 times by Toastmaster Mahmood, our General Evaluator, 1 time by Toastmaster Roya, and 2 times by DTM Khurram Salman. With this, I give back control to General Evaluator. But if you don't mind, I have a question. I have a request. Can you all please turn off your camera so we can have a group photo?
You mean we turn it off or turn it on?
Turn it on.
Oh, turn it on, sorry. Okay, sure. Perfect.
Okay, all here. 1, 2, 3. I got 1 and 1 with thumbs up. So I will request DTM Khurram Salman if he can just take a screenshot.
Hold on. Let me tell you, you can put your thumbs down. Oh, you can just put it back on. All right, 1, 2, 3. Brilliant.
Thank you. With this, back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster, as usual, excelling in his role. For that, I would like to close off the general evaluation session, and I'd like to pass over the control back to our president.
To me.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Gotta bring error again.
Thank you very much, Mr. General Evaluator, for your stunning feedbacks. And we will work on the comments and the feedback, and we'll keep it into consideration, hopefully for future meetings. My fellow Toastmasters, this concludes today's meeting of BEST. My job comes to an end. Before I leave, just so I have a small code to share with you. Life starts all over again when it gets crisp in the fall. Farewell, and I give back the control to Mr. President.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I just need to quickly ask, because we're running overtime, we should have raised a motion to extend the time of the meeting. So I hereby request to already extend the meeting time for another 5 minutes. That makes it a total of 15 minutes. And I think we don't have to raise a motion to adopt it. DTM Khurram Salman, if you can correct me here.
We do. It's a privilege motion, so we just need a second and a motion.
I raise the motion to extend the meeting minutes for 5 minutes.
We'll take Toastmaster Roya as seconding the motion. All right. Thank you very much. May I please ask if the results are ready? If we do not have them to present, that's fine, but I just need to know if we have the results already and some of them.
Yes, they're ready.
Please excuse me. Yes, we do. Yes, we do have them ready. I'm just preparing the certificate. So if you just don't mind, Toastmaster and president of our club, if I can just send it through the WhatsApp group.
That's fine. Should we just announce them?
Yes, okay, sure. So let's go from bottom to top. So our best role player of today's meeting is none other than Toastmaster Sarada, as usual, excelling at his role. So hats off to him. I'd like to just congratulate him. A lot of development we've seen with Toastmaster Sarada, and I wish nothing more from success to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So moving on to the best evaluator. Of course, the best evaluator is the person who likes to give constructive feedback, and we have none other than to give this award to none other than DTM Khurram Salman. So congratulations to DTM Khurram Salman. And last but not least, there are 2 more certificates, sorry. So the best table topic of today's meeting is none other than, do I have any recommendations?
Yeah, Mardi. Mardi.
Okay. Do I have anyone else?
There is the confession, life-taking confession that you
PM Sebastian.
Sebastian, okay.
Sebastian.
So all of us are winners, of course. Even though I've said it, all of us are winners. All of us are leaders. It doesn't matter if somebody wins and somebody loses. It's all in one plate. So you consider someone as a winner and someone is a loser. We're all winners and losers.
You're a bit short on time, Toastmaster Mahmoud. If you don't mind. We need to.
The table topic, the best table topic is me. So I won. And the final speaker of today's meeting is none other than DTM Jahangir Khan. So I'd like to congratulate DTM Jahangir Khan. Sorry for just making this meeting even longer than it's supposed to be. I just want to just get that excitement, as they would say, because I was quite like bored and quite sleepy at the beginning. So please excuse me. I hand over back the control back to our president.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mahmoud, for doing the honors, and thank you yet again for doing an amazing job on what you're supposed to do. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Before I wrap it up, we will be meeting. Next meeting would be on 9th of October, but this time it's going to be physical. We will be, inshallah, getting in touch with our XCOM to have the preparation well before time. So we need support from all of our members if needed, because it's a teamwork. In the end, we all need to be involved together. Let's make sure that we all do it together. And one more thing to add for especially our guests, if you'd like to know more, please visit on our social media platforms. Speak at Best. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook as well. You have any questions, you come down to us, you can check it out, you can ask. And of course, if you like Ms. Masooma, you can leave us a message. You want to stay back and want to ask, you can please do that as well. And this is a wrap, and I hereby adjourn meeting number 175. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. But before we go, I would like myself, Toastmaster Roya, Toastmaster Mahmoud, DTM, Khurram, and Jahangir to stay back. Rest of all, if you guys would like to leave, you're most welcome to leave.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
It's nice to see Reem, our old member.
Peeping in.
I think
Can you hear
Johnson
me?
left.
Hello.
Hear you.
Okay. We'd like Jahangir to come back and I'm just give her a call. I'm gonna give him a call.
I loved how Ala just left.
We need to discuss it. This is serious.